just for example, in this tunnel, this is what puts a smile on my face. So you can just ring it out. That's what puts a smile on my face. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Invictus Porsche. We've got Will here. He's purchased this Porsche 911 circa 15 months ago. Will, what has this been like? I mean, you've had it now for all this time. You've done the Scotland North Coast 500.
Yeah, I had a previous generation off yourself last year and upgraded to this, and took it up to do the North Coast 500. Was unbelievable. Added a few bits on myself just to up that experience, but yeah, it's been amazing. Absolutely loved every minute of it.
So throughout this video, what we are going to do is take this out for a spin. And the Porsche 911 997 genuinely is the last of the Porsche 911s by Porsche, because then they became, in 2011, they became part of the VAG group, the Volkswagen group. So unfortunately, it's lost a little bit of its true Porsche heritage, i.e. The generation after, they became slightly longer, wider, and you no longer has that purest feel of what you get in the second generation, the Porsche 911, the 997 generation 2. And this has got the PDK transmission with the 3.8 litre direct fuel injection engine. Let's just get behind the wheel, drive it, and just kind of have a bit of a discussion with what it's like to drive, the service history, and all the little bits that Will has added onto making this a phenomenal dream car. And I'm sure a dream car for whoever is looking to buy this next. So before I start up the engine, tell us about this exhaust. Is it loud?
It's not too loud. It's Valvetronic from DT UK. So on cold start, if you have it open, it's loud. It's lovely. But also if you're in a area, you can also just turn it off. Less of a grumble when it starts up. But once you open it up and you're near some walls or through a tunnel, it's an absolute game changer.
And what is this fob for? You've got an...
It's just open and closing the valves.
Which button do you press to open it?
The top one.
The top one, perfect. Yeah. So what we would like to do is, as soon as we start it, is to switch on the valves, if that's okay. That's fine. Just to get that.
Sorry, mate.
That's the valve. That's the key fob.
That's for my garage. That's the key fob. I've got two of them.
Okay, so let me just switch on the heating. And Will has driven this vehicle from Aylesbury now, from Aylesbury, I think it is.
Yeah, near Aylesbury.
And the engine is warm, so that's why I'm able to do this. Let me just demist the front windscreen slightly. And now, this is with the valves off, am I right?
So that was open.
That was open.
Yeah, so
it's got a lovely bevel to it. And it's not just that this has the Valvetronic exhaust system, it also has the rear muffler delete, so it's got the X-pipe.
Yeah, the X-pipe.
So let's switch it off. Just sounds like a standard Porsche 911. We'll leave it open. Perfect. Oh, lovely. Now, I think it's because there's two of us setting into the vehicle now. I will just press that button.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just to. So prior to this, you owned the Porsche 911, the 997 Generation 1, and it was the Carrera 4S. Lovely spec that car was.
Yep.
What made you sort of make the jump from a manual to a PDK, and obviously the second generation?
It was, I suppose, it's just a natural thing to upgrade it to the next version. I think this was always my dream car, was the Dot 2, just because it's a little bit more reliable. I like the looks slightly better, interior's slightly more modern, and it's just all around a great car. It's kind of the best of what they made in between them eras. So hence why I went for it. So it's been unbelievable, to be fair. I will be sad to see it go.
What's your plan? Are you sort of planning to stick around the 997.2s?
Oh yeah, no, I'll have I mean, dream would be a GT3, but they're obviously silly money at the moment. But if you can have fun with a car and enjoy it and take care of it,
Yeah.
there's no reason why you shouldn't strive to get another model up
Would
or a
that
GTS.
be the first generation or the second generation GT3?
Probably be the first. The seconds they're crazy money. So, but naturally, I'd probably want to progress to the GTS. But that's if all goes well.
So I actually had the first generation 997 GT3.
Yeah.
It sold, I think, a couple of days ago. They also start at about £80,000.
They're a lot of money. Just with what's going on and business opportunity I've got coming up in January, just makes sense for me to release a bit of equity. I've got building a hotel in Houston, so that should get me out of a bit of a.
That's great to hear, and
then if all goes well, I'll be back next year.
let's just hear this exhaust.
Yeah.
So we're in second gear, actually. What an amazing sound this produces. I mean, I kind of miss not having the chance at driving this car, because on the day it came in, whilst we were photographing it, you purchased it on that day.
Yeah. It was literally in and out, wasn't it?
Yep.
It's just that I would say that's the one thing if they haven't got the sports exhaust on, and that's the one thing that just turns it into the perfect car for me.
Because I remember, and I mean, how much did it cost? What was the total cost of doing the supply and the fitting of the exhaust system?
They're quite reasonable.
Because you were able to retain the original tips.
Yeah, they're still. Yeah, the original tips are still on. So it's just OEM look. It's just obviously they changed the mufflers and the cross pipe. So the cross pipe, you can just do the cross pipe. It gives it a little bit more grunt.
Yeah.
But once you might as well just do the whole lot.
And this has not been remapped, is it?
No.
Because
it's completely standard.
Because that's the other really positive thing about the sports exhaust. You do get an additional, is it 3 to 5 bhp?
Yeah, I think it gives you a slight increase, but it's the sound that gives it that experience, and then it's a game changer for me.
And from a service history point of view, this had an absolutely impeccable service history as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's probably just coming up to the next service being due now, is it?
I think you've probably got another 6 or 7 months, but it's had 2 brand new tyres on the back, PS4s. So the best you can get for these.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Yeah, definitely those tyres.
Match the front. It's been in the garage. It's washed every week. It's been my pride and joy for over 14 months. So
phenomenal. And what was your first Porsche? I mean, what kind of?
It was a Cayman S.
Cayman S, that was.
I can't remember what they were. It was a Arctic Silver Cayman S manual. So I think they were 3.4 litre. Yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Was that the 987 generation one?
Yeah, that's the one. And then you just, being a Porsche fanboy, you just kind of progress. You try and progress, and that's your dream. And I've been lucky enough to be able to have 3 now. So kids came along, had to get rid of the Cayman, and then you can fit the kids in the back of this. So.
Yeah. How old are your kids? And how many kids do you have?
2
3 and
girls.
5. Wow. So they've been with you on a couple of journeys.
They've been in the back. Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to be able to make family part of the owner. You know, the experience of owning a sports car. But that's the beautiful thing about that 2+2 layout, the engine at the back. And this obviously being the later 997, it's got the direct fuel injection, so no longer do you need to worry about the IMS or the bore scoring. It's probably a more economical engine, you know, MPG wise.
It's more powerful as well. So
more powerful, 385 bhp versus the first generation was 355 bhp. And in terms of the 0 to 60 times, you're looking at about 4.5 seconds. Sorry, the 0 to 62 miles per hour, 4.5 seconds, versus the first generation that was about 4.7 to 4.8 seconds. So this is your car. You know, I just wanted to get behind the wheel. I never really got to drive it when we first purchased it. You know, we purchased it from a lovely person in London, and it was in his garage. From, you know, he hardly drove it. He was from South Africa, so I really wanted to get a feel for it,
Glad you
because
got it.
I was there when RJD Performance were actually upgrading the exhaust system. So let's swap seats.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll become the passenger.
A must on these are the Sports Chrono as well, with the PDK. Just because you get the sport button, and it just changes the whole way of how it feels. If I'm honest, that's what I would recommend. The one thing I would say
Is making sure that you've got the Sports Chrono Plus package.
Yeah, Sports Plus even, yeah.
Because this is the Sport Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, the roads are wet.
Yeah, no, I know.
Just be careful.
She's good in my hands, don't worry.
Yeah. I don't have a death wish, Will. Come back in the summer when it's bone dry. I think it's just the excitement of, being able to kind of share your love for Porsches with me. But, we've got a lovely day. The sun's been out, even though it's December. And I think that's sometimes the perks of English weather. It can be great, but at the same time, the road surface says otherwise, isn't it?
They are very good cars in the wet as well, though, because all the weight's over the rear tyres anyway. So I've never been worried at all.
Yeah. But we want to sell this.
No, I know. Just for example, in this tunnel, this is what puts a smile on my face. So you can just ring it out. That's what puts a smile on my face.
I guess.
And that's the difference in the exhaust.
You know the car, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've driven it.
I took it. Scotland and back was 2,500 miles. So it's
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when you bought it, what sort of mileage did it have on it?
53, I think.
53, yeah.
50, maybe a little bit more, 54.
And you driving it down to us today just kind of took it over the...
Just over 60,
60,000 miles.
So it's not done a lot. I haven't...
Yeah.
It's been a weekend car.
This is,
yeah.
Let's just carry on driving a little bit more. From the spec point of view, this is obviously finished in this incredible colour scheme.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I think it's... is it Ocean... Aqua Blue. Yeah, Aqua Blue. There's not a lot of them about.
Yeah.
And I think what makes it special is the headlights. I can't remember what they're called, but they just make it look a little bit a little bit more modern than the previous generation, and the lights follow the steering wheel. Yeah. So it just
the dynamic horn.
Yeah, that's dynamic horn. There you go.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got the daytime LED running headlights as well, isn't it? Well, the daytime LED running lights.
It's also been fitted with the grills at the front to protect the condensers.
The Zonsport grills, I think it's a must.
Yeah,
it's cheaper to fit the grills than to replace the condensers, isn't it?
Yeah, about 900 quid to replace them, I think. So.
What got you into the Porsche bug? I mean, you've got some amazing brand of cars. Why Porsches?
Always, since I was a kid, I've just always loved them, if I'm honest. And then I think my father-in-law had a 986 or whatever it was. It was a Boxer. It's just a standard Boxer. And he let me drive it, and I just loved it. And then from then on, that's all I ever wanted. So, lucky enough to be able to have a couple of them now. So, lucky man.
You are, definitely. So you went from the Cayman 987 Generation 1 to the Porsche 997.
Yeah, Cayman S 997.1 manual 4S, which I loved. Yeah. And then you took that off me, and then as you took that off me, this literally came in stock, and this was what I was looking for exactly. So went straight away.
I mean, it's a lovely car. You've done some beautiful little tiny mods to it.
It's been really looked after. It's been cherished. Yeah. Previous owner, by the looks of it, was part of the Porsche Club UK as well.
Correct. Yeah, he was indeed.
And anything that's needed doing on it has been done. It's not been hesitated yet. Yeah.
And would you agree that you as a Porsche customer, you know, this is your third Porsche. You know, obviously your dad had Porsches as well.
Yeah.
Would you agree that Porsches do hold value extremely well?
Oh yeah, 100%. The previous car I earned money on, just because the market went crazy last year before.
Yeah.
And if you think these days you're not going to get an RS3 or anything like that, you're just going to lose money completely. If you can spread this out over 2 years and the depreciation yours gets going to be minor, it's going to be £100 a month. You can own a car like this for less than that. You know, it's crazy. So in the scheme of things, I think they're a no-brainer.
Definitely, without a doubt. What did you, the first generation 997, what did you pay for it?
I think I paid 28,000. Just before lockdown.
And I think it sold for what?
31, 32.
And obviously, we as a dealer, it allowed us to have a bit of a markup on it as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We can't be telling, what you bought this for, but I think at the time you bought it, it was peak Porsche market.
Yeah.
These kind of cars were going for absolutely top money.
Yeah.
And I think right now the list price, 46, I would say.
I think that's fair. Yeah. That's
46 fair. is very fair money for something that's, it was just under 60,000 miles. Incredibly well spec'd. That this color is a super rare color.
You won't find another one with the headlights and but it's
probably a couple of hundred of these made in coupe worldwide in this color scheme. And of course, the spec in terms of the headlights, the Chrono Sport Plus package, the Sport Design steering wheel. You've also got the cruise control. That's nice.
Yeah, we've got Bose as well. Little things. I've wanted to keep the OEM look, so I've got a Bluetooth connection, so you can connect your phone. So it's got their modern touches that the 997.1 didn't have. So
how did you sort of have the Bluetooth connectivity to this? How did that work?
It's just a USB that you plug in to the back here,
Okay.
and then you just connect your phone to it, and you can take your calls and play music.
Wow. That's a nice bit of spec to have, and of course, I think through the USB you're also charging the phone at the same time.
Yeah. So it just gives it that modern touch.
So you're always connected. Nice. Well, we're coming towards the end of our test drive. It's been a pleasure you being able to come out and see us on your Saturday. I'm sure you're a busy man.
Yeah, no problem.
But what a car this has been, and I'm sure it will go to an amazing home next.
Yeah. Put a smile on someone's face.
Yeah, lovely. And for those of you that are watching our content, thank you actually for giving us your time, for watching our content, and hopefully, we can share and spread a bit of the Porsche love. At the same time, we make money out of our YouTube channels. We donate that to a charity. We've got some projects happening in Afghanistan. We're building a school, and alongside it, we've got the water wells projects, where in certain remote communities we build water wells for them. So little kids, children, they don't have to walk 4 or 5 kilometers, for something that is a very basic necessity. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share what your Porsche experience is like. So thank you once again, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.